We welcome in an FS1 NBA analyst, friend of the show. We both go back decades with him. He's the host of the On the Ball with Ric Bucher podcast. We welcome in Ric Bucher. What's up, man?
What's up, Rick?
Gentlemen, how we doing? We got an NBA
great
season going on.
Yes. Yeah. Are you at a game tonight?
I am headed to the Miami Heat Warriors game tonight. Yes.
All right.
Okay. Well, let's start with the Warriors. I don't know if you've been to any. Have you been to any games yet?
Yes. I've been to, I believe, 2 so far. I was at the opener, the ring ceremony, and I went to the Kings game.
So what feeling, and also from talking to people, what feeling are you getting with the Draymond, Jordan Poole, or just Draymond entire team dynamic? Have they already moved past that, or is it still some stuff going on there?
I don't get the sense that there's any issues with the team. And the answer that I've gotten from guys and asking them about it is it's really kind of how it's going to go with Draymond and Jordan. And I don't know that is going to be resolved in a week or a month, or if it's ever going to get like where it's hunky-dory. It may just be like, can we be professional? And so, there was a play the other night where Draymond got picked off, and it was Jordan's guy, and Jordan didn't say, oh, he got picked from behind, and it was Jordan's guy, and Draymond shot him a look, and I just thought, these are the kind of things that everybody, either we're going to focus on, or those guys are going to think, okay, did he do that on purpose?
Right.
Did he leave me hanging on purpose? But I in the big picture, I don't get the sense that that's their biggest issue. I don't believe that's going to be an issue. I think the bigger issue is, where is Klay Thompson? Is he going to be any better than he was last year? And if he's not, then one of the young guys has to step up in a big way, has to have like a Jordan Poole type of leap that Jordan Poole had last year. Jonathan Kuminga, James Wiseman, or Moses Moody has to make that leap. And if they don't, then this is a very different bench than they had last year, and I think it leaves them really vulnerable.
Talking about being vulnerable, let's talk about the Lakers and the 0-4 start and, Westbrook. I've been saying, Rick, that they should either send him home or move him, that all year is going to be about him. Every time he takes a bad shot, every time they lose, they're going to look at him. I mean, where are you on this? What should they do?
I don't think that their problems is Russ Westbrook a great fit? No. Is he the reason that they are the way they are? Absolutely not. And I have a feeling that they don't want to get rid of him, because if they do, they're not going to have any other excuses. Like, it's going to be, oh, wait a minute, Russ is gone, and we still stink. Like, so as of right now, he's taking all the slings and arrows. They can't shoot. When you can't defend the three and you can't make the three, you're at such a massive disadvantage. LeBron James and Anthony Davis have been putting up quality numbers, good numbers. But when you're losing at the three-point arc the way they are, you have absolutely no shot at it. And it's not like Russ only takes 4 a game. Yes, I think he's shooting like 8-9%.
Right.
Lonnie Walker's not hitting it. Austin Reeves isn't hitting it. LeBron is taking a career-high 9 threes a game and is shooting 25%. So it's not like to me, it comes down to LeBron and AD have to be playmakers and make the game easier for everybody else. And while they are getting their numbers, they're not getting anybody else numbers. And to me, that's at the greater issue with these Lakers than whatever Russ is or isn't doing.
Would you move AD? Would you think about that? Would you move AD thinking like there's nothing going on here? We might be able to still get something before he gets seriously injured, or just that there's a chance that this might be your chance to get out of this.
I would move him in a heartbeat.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah. I believe that.
Yeah.
What kind of market do you think there is for him?
Well, that's the real question, and I've been that was been my hesitation up until now. But at this point, you're not going anywhere.
Right.
This team is not going anywhere. So if I can trade him now, and it means I'm going to lose. Look, the other problem is you don't have your pick, right?
Right.
But if you can get some quality picks in this draft, if I can find a way to get a lottery pick, and I have a chance at Wembanyama, even if it's a long shot or Scoot, I'm doing that. But the Lakers have to understand it's time to rebuild. And whether LeBron wants to stay or not, if LeBron doesn't want that, then I'm going to try to move him too. I know he wants to break the record while he's a Laker, but there are way too many holes with this Lakers team to think that, like, one piece, Buddy Hield and Miles Turner, like, what? That's not going to make you a title contender, and it's going to just leave the cupboard bare in terms of your ability to get any talent moving forward. So, if it's either just ride this to the end and accept that you're not going to be good, or if you want to start the rebuilding process, do it now and see what you can get for Anthony Davis and LeBron James if he's amenable, but only after he breaks the record. I'm sure he wants to break the record in a Laker uniform. I would want him to break the record in a Laker room, in a Laker uniform, but after that, all bets are off.
Let's stay in L.A., Rick. Kawhi Leonard, the average time, to recover from ACL is 8 to 12 months. He's now 15 months removed from surgery, and, you see how he's playing, every third game, whatever it is, and even in limited minutes. What do you make of this? I mean, I kind of feel like the Clippers are, like, they and Kawhi are kind of all in on, we'll play him a little in the regular season just to keep him acclimated and his teammates comfortable with him. But, like, we just want him healthy for the playoffs. Is that their approach, or what do you make of it?
Well, I think there's two parts. I think all they care about is making sure that he's ready to go when the playoffs come around. And they're not going to do this all season and then come April, try to play him 30, 35 minutes. I would imagine they're going to try to gradually, slowly build him up to where he can then handle the grind of the postseason. The one thing I do not know, and this was presented to me in the last couple of days, is what's the state of Kawhi Leonard overall? Is there a place, is he compromised now where this is how you have to handle him? Like, you just can't give him heavy minutes if you hope to have him available. He's not getting back to being a 35-minute a game player. That part I don't know, but the way they're handling him leaves it open to me, the possibility that, like, this idea that he's ever going to get back to being like a main cog and playing, significant minutes, that may just not be, he may not be capable of that anymore because of everything that his knees have gone through.
Yeah, that's interesting right there, man. What's going on in Philadelphia? You see how they're struggling.
It's so funny. I mean, you look across the board, look at all of the teams that, we look at as contenders. They all have some flaw, right? They all have something going on with them which I think is going to make this a really interesting season. I don't get the sense that there's any chemistry. And I would say this for the same thing for the Denver Nuggets. I don't get the sense that there's any chemistry with Joel Embiid and James Harden, not just those two, but how do they utilize their talent to make everybody else better? And I see the same thing in Denver with Jokic and Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. Like, everybody thinks you gotta have you gotta have 3 stars to play for a title. Well, it's a little bit more than that. You need 3 stars whose talent meshes and whose ability to mesh their talent is there. If you don't have that, star power alone is not going to get it done. So that's what I'm seeing right now in Philadelphia, which is kind of figuring out, how do you put James's talent with Joel Embiid's talent that is then going to make Tyrese Maxey and Tobias Harris and everybody else better and make their jobs easier. And they don't have the answer yet. And I can't help but think about all the guys that have played with James over the years and how everybody's always kind of struggled because they've got to take the back seat
right.
and accommodate him. And there was a time where when James was MVP caliber, you could live with that. Now,
right.
I'm not sure he's good enough to give him that number 1 position. And yet, that's the way it appears that Doc Rivers is approaching it.